In this podcast episode, Charli D'Amelio, a popular TikTok star, opens up about her journey in the spotlight and the challenges she has faced. She reflects on how her life changed dramatically when she gained fame on TikTok and how it affected her mental health. Charli begins by discussing how, at one point, no one cared about what she did or how she looked, but suddenly, everyone started talking about her. She recalls making statements in interviews about not being bothered by hate comments, but in reality, she would go home and cry because of them. She also mentions that during the filming of Season 3 of her show, her entire family was going through a lot, and it was difficult for her to watch those episodes. She then talks about the pressure she felt to conform to others' expectations and how she would try to please everyone by changing her appearance, the way she spoke, and the content she created. She admits that she struggled with low self-esteem and questioned whether she deserved her success. She also mentions that she tried to separate her online persona from her true self, referring to herself as Charli D'Amelio and Charli when she is alone. Charli acknowledges that her success on TikTok was not just luck, but the result of years of practice and hard work. She expresses her gratitude for the support she has received and the opportunities she has been given. However, she still struggles with imposter syndrome and doubts her own abilities. She then discusses the importance of positive self-talk and how it has helped her become more confident. She encourages others to give themselves permission to be open and honest with themselves and to focus on their own happiness. She emphasizes the need to be kind to oneself and to surround oneself with positive influences. Charli shares some of the things that bring her joy, such as cleaning and organizing her space. She finds these activities therapeutic and enjoys having control over her environment. She also mentions that she has started to listen to music that she genuinely enjoys, rather than just following popular trends. She advises others who may struggle with being open about their likes and dislikes to give themselves permission to be true to themselves. She suggests focusing on positive self-talk and not being overly critical of oneself. She also encourages people to create a positive environment by being kind to themselves and others. Charli reflects on her journey and the changes she has experienced over the past 4 years. She talks about how she went from being a high school student who no one paid attention to being thrust into the spotlight. She discusses the challenges of finding her own identity and separating herself from her family's fame. She also mentions the importance of having a support system and surrounding oneself with people who genuinely care. She talks about the need to be kind to oneself and to focus on the things that truly matter, such as family, friends, and personal growth. Charli reflects on the pressure she feels to constantly produce content and meet the expectations of her audience. She mentions that sometimes her family expects more from her, which can make her feel like she doesn't fit in. She admits that during the filming of Season 3 of their show, her family was going through a lot mentally and with work, which strained their relationships and caused them to take their frustrations out on each other. Charli regrets not having each other's backs during that time and emphasizes the importance of having a support system outside of the public eye. The podcast delves into the challenges of having one's feelings and emotions constantly documented and broadcasted. Charli acknowledges that while this format has been around for a long time, it doesn't make it any easier. She mentions that humans are drawn to drama and gossip, which can overshadow the real emotions and struggles she experiences. She also highlights the difficulty of separating herself from the character portrayed on the show, as sometimes she forgets she has a microphone on and says things that may not accurately represent her true feelings. Charli discusses the pressure she feels to navigate her career and adulthood without the traditional experiences of going to college or having a normal job. She mentions that she often seeks guidance from her parents and feels dependent on them for advice, as she lacks formal training in handling the responsibilities that come with her success. She acknowledges that she is still figuring things out and learning as she goes, but hopes to become more independent and confident in her decision-making. The podcast touches on the challenges of maintaining relationships in the public eye. Charli mentions that rumors and speculation can easily strain relationships, even if there is no truth to them. She emphasizes the importance of communication and understanding each other's needs in a relationship. Charli also discusses the difficulty of not responding to negative comments and criticism, as it can be tempting to defend oneself. However, she recognizes that engaging with negativity only fuels the fire and chooses to focus on her own well-being instead. Charli shares her excitement about personal aspects of her life, such as her dogs and her dance room. She expresses joy in raising a puppy and being responsible for its growth and development. She also mentions her love for dancing and using movement as therapy. Additionally, Charli mentions her interest in experimenting with her style and stepping out of her comfort zone. In terms of her career, Charli expresses her desire to use her voice more online. She mentions that she has struggled with using her voice in the past, as her career has primarily focused on non-verbal content. However, she is now embracing the opportunity to speak up and share her thoughts and experiences. Charli hopes to make more content for her fans and engage in conversations that go beyond surface-level interactions. Charli reflects on how she used to be hesitant to speak up and share her thoughts and opinions due to the fear of criticism and cancel culture. She explains that she stopped talking about things that were important to her and stayed within the boundaries set for her. However, she realized that she has opinions, thoughts, and things she likes and dislikes, and she should be able to express them without fear of judgment. She acknowledges that not everyone will agree with her, but she believes that the people who genuinely care about her will support her even if they disagree. She emphasizes the importance of staying true to oneself and not letting the opinions of others dictate one's actions. Charli also discusses her ongoing journey of self-discovery and identity. She mentions that she is exploring how she presents herself, including her makeup, clothing, and overall appearance. She talks about the joy she found in experimenting with different nail colors and how it brought her happiness and a sense of fun. She expresses her desire to continue exploring and discovering more about herself. The conversation then shifts to Charli's love for animals and her interest in animal welfare. She shares her fascination with the San Diego Safari Park and the efforts they make to ensure the humane treatment of animals. She expresses her desire to learn more about animal welfare and visit more places that prioritize the well-being of animals. The host asks Charli about her ongoing journey of self-discovery and the parts of herself that she is still trying to figure out. Charli mentions that she is exploring how she presents herself, including her makeup, clothing, and overall appearance. She talks about the joy she found in experimenting with different nail colors and how it brought her happiness. She expresses her desire to continue exploring and discovering more about herself. The conversation concludes with a Final Five segment, where Charli answers a series of questions. She shares the best advice she has received, which is that everything happens for a reason and that she can't control everything. She also mentions the worst advice she has received, which is to say yes to everything and not take time for herself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe.